just gonna wait for a little bit to say this most important first part. Wait for anyone who might join to say. If you don't know yourself yet, you are in a beautiful position. Because there are so many people throughout this world who have quote unquote known themselves, and through all these imperfect at best, I mean, how do I put this? Through all these imperfect means, people, find that they can find patience by while they're being a slave. They will, be like, patience, patience, Hey, now I'm a patient person, and there's all different levels of patience. See, there's a conceptual type of patience. There's a social type of patience. There's a time type of patience. There's the fucking future and the past don't even manifestedly exist. Well, it's the only places we fucking exist. The only place we exist is literally nowhere, because past and the future don't exist, and that's the only place we live. And so you see, the person will find some types of confidence, reason for confidence. Oh, I'm patient. Oh, I'm stuff like that. And well, the reason for your confidence is everything. And what is it that makes you confident? And that's where you can dial in on what is and isn't perfect power, or achieving that power. And I would say the perfect way, for starters, is a type of willingness to sail the stars and not look back. A type of foundational fearlessness based in one's trust in God. If you have trust in God at all, you'll be able to kind of sail through life with the most flying colors practically available. For example, if you're trying to learn guitar, best way to learn it is to dive into your temple with God and serve only His opinion as you play, because we limit ourselves when we're trying to train or to play by taking in other people's perceptions and trying to suit those perceptions. That will disallow us from our flow and our intuition. Nothing, practically the exact same thing. Say the flow is more the outpouring of the intuition, though. Well, yeah, that's exactly the distinction. Flow's the outpour, intuition is the strike point of you. There's data coming in. You react in a certain way. It's not the reaction as you would think of it that is your truest reaction. It's not the reaction that that you remember happening if you don't know yourself. That will be the reaction because you resist your intuition. You resist your intuition, you resist that point of the very moment of input, at the very moment, the instantaneous moment of receiving anything. You already, the reaction is right there. It's there. It just hasn't been had words put to it yet, and you haven't clung to it. You haven't, removed your resistance to your intuition. So you have all this resistance. Here's the intuition. You have all this resistance that makes you end up right here, away from the actual intuition. Whatever is right here is whatever interpretation you came out with. But if you didn't wait so long out of fear and self-doubt and self-hatred, you could have saved yourself in that anime, but when the sword came. But in real life, it'll just play out as you sounding weaker and loserier than you are. And that's something I practically did most of my whole life. I resisted the intuition because I hated myself on way too many levels. And I would always manifest a little bit weird because I, had the thought, I should say this. Then I'd be like, let's sort of put it like this, maybe. Something like this. Say it like, sort of like that. And I would say it, and then I was like a fucking idiot. This is the very moment of speak your mind. The very moment your mind speaks, be the speaker. All else is fear, fucking procrastination. So when you break out of the flow, that people will certainly not understand and misinterpret. So it makes more of an emphasis on what you're saying, and that makes people collect around it, think about it so much, and then they're like, no, that's just something stupid. But it's only stupid relative to the amount of thought having to had been put into it. It should just sort of be like another part of things. We're all transforming, we all make mistakes, needed correction, constructive criticism, and would have been beneficial if it was just a part of the flow. But you resisted it because you're afraid of your intuition, and it made it a negative outcome. Been having some good dreams lately. Way more diversified and meaningful than a few days ago. A few days ago, I was like, what the fuck was that dream, dude? It was like totally peaceful and like semi-fun, but just like totally, absolutely the most poignant. I need to freaking read the dictionary again. It was so precisely meaningless as so like directly meaningless. I know I'm just like missing a word in my dictionary right now. I was just fuck this. But my dreams past nights have been pretty good. Past couple nights. It's crazy. It's like we're set for more than we really like are actually prepared for. We're prepared more than we are prepared for everything that comes into our life. And so when you're afraid and you start manifesting, you start self-hating, just fuck it. Throw it all the fucking wind and just fucking keep going. Don't ever hesitate on thought. Thought to speech should be instantaneous. Just make sure you get your thoughts together first. Gotta put in work at some point. Of course, what kind of work am I talking about? How does one develop themselves? By riding your life, motherfucker. Ride your life. And stop being a little bitch. On all levels. You need to be a badass on all levels. Then it doesn't mean wearing a leather jacket, becoming a fucking loud-ass motorcyclist. Becoming a hog or no, fuck that shit. Just be a badass in the sense that if anyone was ever in danger around you, you would risk your life to stop it, first of all. Second of all, if anyone in any social situation is being picked on for something that you know they shouldn't be being picked on for, you know, they just, fucking, you were the person who was supposed to be speaking out, being like, no, I understand what this kid's saying, but you didn't want to because you didn't want to disappeal yourself to the person who seems now like the head of the party. Oh, he's the head of the party. He's challenging the guy who I thought was the head of the party. And it seems like he's coming out on top. Seems like how that's just his imperfectly found confidence speaking bullshit into the fucking air. Why does he have confidence? Because he drank too much. Because he drank way too much, now he has no self-limitation, and that's how he found confidence. And those are the people you people are dating. I wonder why. Probably because you're all allowing yourselves to sign up to be grabbed by drunk fucking assholes. Hey, meeting at the bar again tonight, right? Right, all you fucking slaves meeting at the bar again tonight? Hey, let's meet at a bar or slave position or something. That'll be real fun. Make my American delusion real fucking complete if we met at a bar so that we're both drunk and ready to frisk whenever the time comes. I really fulfill my fucking desires of the demons that control my fucking life. It's nice when you can only see the tops of the trees, because there's motherfucking infinite potential stored in those leaves. Above, below, restored to their former glory, as the world we built disappears like a bad memory. Sometimes I get lost just so I can feel it again. Sometimes I get stomped just to get a wish back by Shenron. As I see and feel the higher forces making place, I realize the dividing point of higher races. We have in this life the potential to become a god. It's just so impossible that only a couple will achieve it. You could. Just are you willing to undergo what it takes? You're going to be able to undergo the formality of manifesting the occurrence of you being that respectable to try, and to always try and to always have tried your whole life. Not trying to be a god, but rising in greatness such that you become one. I feel like there's got to be a couple rules to being a god. I'd say first and foremost, you have to have this is a fucking little crawly ass pincer thing. You have to have rules that you sort of live by. So if you sort of go back on what you believe, that will kind of remove you from your godly purpose, because God doesn't really invert its own purpose. It was purposed for its own purpose, and so if one was to ever prove what a god is and believes, is founded upon those beliefs, everyone knows whatever to prove those things wrong, imagine it would no longer be a god. Now, where is the proving ground? Proving ground is in life. That's why life can be so hard and can always get worse. Can always get better and can always get worse, no matter how horrible or good. And thus, this is the proving ground. What would you do when you only have your own fucking answers? Could your own right hand save you? How well would you do with those answers? Proving ground? That's why it's the proving ground. It's, you try out an answer, find out it doesn't fucking work, and you're like, that's not the answer. There's no other way it could be. Rather, there's no other way it should be. You see, of course, smaller minds bring up smaller questions and come up with smaller answers. Oh, how do I get a woman? You poison her and fucking rape her, basically. Oh, yeah, it's true. certainly works whenever certainly is such an unquestioning brain dead fucking lab rat, they'd fucking know for sure it was their kid and not someone that fucking raped their wife in their sleep. They also have sex way too much to be able to tell. So, when all of you guys live for selfishness, there's just literally no way that you could actually become a god. Because even Satan himself, it's not all selfishness. He's like trying to prove to God something that you guys just really couldn't understand. When a human tries to undertake the endeavor of trying to prove God wrong, it's just not going to work. You're going to be so small, you're just going to be taking in all these answers you think are your fucking own, but they're just fucking answers that demons who rule your fucking life gave to you. And tiny you's going to be going out to tiny over there to do that tiny stupid thing, and to get stomped. Accidentally stomped. Smeared off. Anyways, real training. Yeah. There's all different types of imperfect ways to confidence and power. Real fucking power, real confidence. The stuff that will not have you embarrassing yourself to anyone. Is much harder to find. It's all in ethereal things. It's all in wisdom and understanding, jumping beyond yourself into you. Every moment. The real way will not have you suffering every moment of your life, whether or not you're suffering at the hands of the world around you or yourself. Even inside normal times, you'll be suffering because at that time, you're not rising above yourself. You're not rising above yourself in the moment all the time. And so you see, there's like this progression stage after you start seeking God of all things, that you will start doing that, whatever it was, I totally forget. Rising above yourself. Progression thing, and start seeking God. But you will start noticing these cliffs that you get to, and you'll be sailing over them. Maybe you won't. Eventually you start sailing over them, and then you'll stop and start falling. And then, the full streamline is you rising above yourself consistently. Rising above, always going upwards. That is practically currently what I'm doing, and what I've found to be the old self that I lost. The old self that I lost, I was rising above myself every moment. The old self that I was lost without. And the old self that was my inner badass, that real badass that isn't leather and motorcycles. But when that rises above oneself every moment, so that your broken collarbone, your broken fucking legs, and messed up because of a fucking dentist fucking face. But these things will no longer weigh on you when you're rising above yourself. It will no longer hold to your fucking heart and have you all being all sad, being like, why me? Why me? What this can't be my life. This can't be happening. Stupid shit like that. That's you falling. When you're rising above yourself, none of that stuff matters at all. At all. It doesn't matter at all. Even if it is broken, it's gonna fucking work. And just keep rising above yourself, and that's all you have to do to keep doing anything. Just keep eating food, drinking water, Powerade, electrolytes. The sun's gonna melt us all in a couple fucking years. Sorry, not melt us, turn us to dust. We're not wax idols. Good thing we're not wax idols, guys, right? Because, though we're pouring out extraordinary, copious amounts, I would imagine, more chemicals to further try to combat global warming, to pour out these extra on top of the chemical cherry cake, chemical brew ass fucking atmosphere that's already chemicalized the fuck out, full of a bunch of plastics and gases as well. Yeah, that'll solve our magnetic fields crisis that you guys are gonna try to fucking cover up some hole in the sun fucking bullshit. Oh yeah, there's a hole in the sun. That's why it's getting so hot, and we're gonna be in that hole for the next quarter year. As the planet 93 trillion miles away. Billion, what is it? I fucking forget. 93 million? Whatever. Yeah, it's a magnetic field. It is the magnetic field failing, not fucking any of the other shit, other than potentially Bill Gates' 500 fucking satellites that he sent into space, however the fuck long ago. A year ago, whatever. I literally saw those. I saw those when they were being sent into space. I heard that Bill Gates had sent them only a couple days later. I was like, dude, this is a alien invasion space landing. What the fuck is going? It was at like 4 or 5 in the morning. Of course it was, because no one would be awake right then, or they would just be on their way to their jobs, all teary-eyed. And no one looks up anymore. That's seriously the thing. Anyways, yeah, I fucking saw those things. It was just fucking spaceship. It's like, what the hell is going on? And yeah, apparently it's fucking Bill Gates' 500 satellites that he sent into space. Good thing, Bill Gates. Oh, you mean that guy who made all fucking fruit in the country genetically modified? Oh, great, thanks. So great. With this cursed ass food, thanks to this glorious hero who got absolutely fucking smacked by Magnus Carlsen in a game of chess. Shut the fuck up. Oh, he's such a genius. He made $1 trillion fucking dollars. Wow. Is he doing with it? He's destroying the whole fucking world. Great. Perfect. He's a perfect role model. I'm gonna put him in my little photo book collection, my family photo book collection. We met him one time. It was great. It was so great. I'll remember that for years. I want to remember that for the rest of my life. I'm gonna think about it when I'm dying. I think at least I met Bill Gates in my life, so that I don't die with regret about the rest of my entirely fucking fucked up and wasted ass fucking life. Peace. Who cares? I'm not even sure. No, not gonna say that. Anyways. Oh. Having a good time, folks. I am having the time of my life. Watching all of you for the last 3 years go more brain dead by the day, by the second, when in the first couple weeks it was already way too much brain deadness going on. I was like, did you really, every single thing anyone said, did you really just fucking say that? Like, are you mentally handicapped? What the hell is wrong with you? Everything anyone was saying just in the first few couple months of putting a diaper on their stupid fucking face. Just in that short time, it was a couple weeks even, fucking uninteractable. To me, a truth speaker is someone who only lives by the truth. Uninteractable the first couple fucking weeks. And then every single day it just kept getting worse. Somehow I was able to fucking keep getting worse. And, through your guys' innocence of ignorance, you were able to stay alive the whole time. Somehow keeping your guys' heads off the ground and above the ground. You, the zombies, walk around as humans, non-zombies, for us to apocalypse ourselves into a corner where nothing can be done. I don't even fucking want to anymore. Just all this shit that is fucking nightmare, and it's worse than a nightmare because it's real. Worst nightmare imaginable, but it's real. Worst nightmare imaginable. And I think bugs and in the human experience are meaningful to us in that when we die and say, well, basically, people throughout their lives will eventually potentially become sort of totally, I don't know, they'll freak out anytime necessarily I can't even talk. They'll sort of just freak out when they get an itch. Say you're trying to meditate, you're just trying to be like this, but you get an itch and you gotta scratch it. Basically, it's because there's foundational worry that it's like a bug or something. I think, anyways. At least it sort of is for me. And if you go into, say, your ethereal body and say you have an itch, you'll be able to potentially ride it into bliss, and knowing that it's not a bug. And knowing that it's not a bug, you'll be able to be you'll just enjoy it. I think ride it in bliss, and that's why. That's how they're relevant and meaningful to us in this life. It's not necessarily why they exist. Anyways, there's something else I was gonna try to say. I realized I should have said in part 1. Jedi stuff. Oh! Let's just go into this because it's such a beautiful thing. Alright. So, in Bleach, when Ichigo's higher self was teaching him how to potentially Ichigo's god, was teaching him how to get to Bankai, and he was going through that training state. What he did, for starters, was cast a bunch of random, totally different, unique swords across the landscape, across this little area that they were in. And he said, only one of them is my sword, and if you find it, you can beat me. And to me, that was totally symbolizing the upgrade of having at your disposal all these things inside your mind that can be used at any given moment in any way, and all the different ways of doing it. That those swords, per se, all are each unique. And you have them all around you right then, right now in your mind, all these different swords. And you yourself are cast with the task of finding the one with all these options, all these things right there, finding the one that is you truly, and going with it. It needs to be said that it's like a certain time in your life that you'll experience this. Your mind totally goes infinitely beyond what it was before, to the point where it's like multiple minds, in a sense, just acting as one. You perceive that as some type of demonic possession. It's deeper than that. It's you. It's you now, after your life have so many different ways of responding. You've learned so many different techniques of approach. So you have all those, and you gotta sift through and find the one that truly relates to you, truly exposes you for what you want to be. And yeah, get on watching Bleach, the anime. And I'm probably gonna do that too. I'm on like my 5th rewatch. It's worth rewatching every single time, just as anything is, because we're always upgrading, and that's what the perceiver perceives every time he's perceiving. It's all his fucking upgrades. Well, see, if you rewatch something, you can perceive exactly how you've upgraded. That's why I like rewatching, because I upgrade every day, all day. It's fucking awesome. And keep riding above yourselves, keep riding fucking higher. My name is Mike. Mike Jordan.